3 important things that every Facebook marketer needs to know about the iOS 14 update and how to avoid the ad apocalypse that it's going to bring. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about the update and how you can still crush it on Facebook with 3 simple steps. Let's go.
Level up our lifestyle if we love the game.
What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here, coming to you with another dropshipping and Shopify training. And today I'm going to share something that you must know about the new iOS 14 update when it comes to Facebook marketing and how it's going to impact dropshippers on the Shopify platform and, pretty much all online entrepreneurs. So I'm going to show you the 3 most important things that you need to take action on immediately to stay up to date so that you don't miss a beat in your business when the iOS 14 update hits. I'm even going to share with you why I don't think that this update is all that bad. I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as everybody anticipated with all those apocalyptic, clickbait headlines that I've seen everywhere. So if you watch this video until the very end, then you're going to get 3 great tips that you can implement immediately so that your business stays on pace and crushes this year. So before I go into all of that, I want to introduce myself. If you're brand new here, what this channel is all about is how to make money on the internet, how to make money with e-commerce and Facebook ads. So if that's what you've been looking for online, I think you're in the right place. My name's Adrian Morrison. I've been doing dropshipping literally for almost 10 years with internet marketing, and I've had massive success. And what I've been able to do is also share all of my strategies, share my success with so many students all over the world who have implemented my training and have, had massive success themselves. Heck, even Shopify endorses and certified my training. I'm one of the only people in the world that Shopify has actually come in and certified. So that's amazing stuff. And I hope that proves to you that I think you're in the right place if you want to learn how to do a little bit of e-commerce. So it's that kind of content that I'm going to be delivering on this channel. So make sure that you like, you subscribe, make sure that you hit the little bell, whatever it is. And every single week, I'm going to drop new content for you. All right, let's get into it. First of all, what is this crazy iOS 14 update and why is everybody freaking out about it, especially Facebook marketers? So there's so much information out there right now, and I know that your time is valuable. So what I want to do is I want to go over the most important pieces of the puzzle. I'm not going to explain every little detail to you that you don't need to know. Rather, what I'm going to do is explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old child approach. What are the points that I need to know that really are going to help me in my business, and what's going down and what do you need to know about it? So the new iOS 14 update with Facebook marketing essentially is freaking people out because they believe that they're no longer going to have really advanced targeting for their niche markets and they're not going to be able to track all of their data. And the great thing about Facebook marketing is Facebook is an app that was essentially designed to collect people's information for advertising. I mean, that's their whole business model is ads. So Facebook gathers as much data as they can and they track their users from what websites they visit to, what types of products they're purchasing online. Now, iOS users are going to receive a prompt, much like a push notification on their iOS devices very soon, that's literally going to ask them, do you want your data tracked? And let's be honest, even though tracking and data storage has done a lot of good for advertisers and it's shown a lot of people online more relevant ads that are appealing to them, most people, if given the option to have their data tracked, are going to absolutely say, no thanks, I don't want you to store my data. And this is going to affect a bunch of things. So don't take Facebook marketing and don't take this video for granted, because what I'm going to share with you is going to push you through this so that your business doesn't skip a beat. So first, the number one thing that people are freaking out about is it's going to affect targeting. And since we're not going to be able to reach people based off of their previous activity, right, since they can opt out of tracking altogether, that's going to be a big issue for newbies trying to start Facebook ads. Now, the second thing, and personally I think the most important thing, is it's going to affect attribution. tracking attribution. Someone who makes a purchase on their device will no longer be tracked into our ads manager. So that means if you're running Facebook ads, somebody clicks on your ad and they make a purchase, it might not track that event. So how the heck are you going to know where your profit is and what ads are losing you money and costing you money? That's a big deal. Now, third, this lag in attribution is going to affect your optimization. So typically you might be scaling an ad because you see it getting sales, but if you can't track it, then you're kind of blind. So you don't know which ads, again, to scale up and which ads to kill. So because of all of these new rules and changes, you're going to see some new tabs and new pages within the Facebook Ads Manager. And there are a few things that you really must do if you want to continue advertising on Facebook. So the first thing is you've got to have a Facebook verified domain name. Now, what that means is essentially you've got to go in and you've got to buy a real domain for your business. Now, you might be thinking, Adrian, I've got a domain for my business already, but you'd be surprised how many people don't. And secondly, you have to verify that domain specifically with Facebook. So it's not just owning your own domain, it's verifying that domain with Facebook, which was a pain when I was going through and trying to figure it out, but it's actually quite simple. So to do this, you're going to want to head over to your business manager settings. All right, once you get there, you're going to click on brand safety, and then you're going to click on domains, and you'll receive a few options to verify your domain name right there. There are a couple of different ways that you could do it. Now, it is important that if you're using a subdomain, like a ClickFunnels domain, which is typically like whatever, mybusinessname.clickfunnels.com, or you're using lead pages, any subdomain, you're going to want to get yourself a real custom domain, right? So like whatever, mystore.com. And then you're going to want to verify it through your DNS settings, or you can verify it directly through the HTML on your website. Now, again, that sounds kind of complicated, but it's a lot easier than you think it would be. Now, if you're on your own custom website, you're going to be able to use the meta tag or the HTML option that Facebook gives you. But for most of us using website builders like, say, ClickFunnels with custom domains, DNS is probably going to be the way to go. The second thing that you've got to do to prepare for this update is configure your top 8 events. And no, I'm not talking about the old school MySpace top 8. I'm talking about your 8 tracking events. So with this new update, Facebook will only be able to track and optimize on 8 specific tracking events in your funnel. And a lot of people with super simple funnels, they're not going to suffer from this. It's the elaborate marketers that will. So if your funnel's super simple, like landing page to add to cart, to purchase, and maybe one upsell, then you're probably going to be good. And honestly, that's most dropshippers. That's most, Shopify store owners right there. So that's the good news here. But for a lot of us, we're not only tracking all of our pre-purchase funnel metrics, we're going in and we're tracking sales that come after the event, sales a little bit down the road, upsells, downsells, cross sales, email sales, and things like that. So it was super important for me and a lot of other marketers to go in and create our top 8 events. Now, to do this, what you're going to have to do is go ahead over to your business manager on Facebook, then click on your events manager, then click on aggregated event measurement. Then you're going to click on edit events and select the domain name that you want to set your events up with, because each domain name is going to have its own 8 events. That's key here. If you have different Shopify stores, each domain will have their own events. Now, I know that this feels like a lot, but hey, once you do it one time and you get in there and click around, you're going to get the hang of it. And the great news is you only have to do this one time for each domain name. Once it's set up, you really don't ever have to touch it again. Okay, so if you've gone through all of that, this last step is actually really easy, but it is super important. As a matter of fact, probably the most important thing I'm going to say in this video. You're going to want to set up what's called your priority event and put that at the very tip top of the list of the 8 events that you create. Here's why. What most people don't realize is that even if someone opts out of tracking on iOS 14 and they tell Facebook, I do not want to be tracked, Facebook's still going to be able to track at least one event that that customer makes. All right, so we've got some compromise here, right? So it's important that you put your most important tracking and conversion event as that top priority event, which for most e-com people, most drop shippers, that's obviously going to be the purchase event. How much money did I spend and how much did that make me, right? That's going to be your highest priority. Now, you might be thinking, Adrian, I have a front end purchase with upsells and downsells. How do I know which one to put as my priority? Because remember, only one can be that number one priority event. Well, here's a strategy that I personally have been testing out in my own stores. So here's what I recommend in that case. Put your first or most important upsell as your priority event. Now, this is only if you are doing upsells, right, on your Shopify or e-commerce store. For me, I want to track the upsells that are being taken. And the reason is, for many of us advertisers, our front end sale is just like a break-even sale, right? What we're really doing is we're trying to get traffic to our business, get them to buy that tripwire item, that little free plus shipping offer, whatever it may be, so they start taking the upsells, because that's where the real money is, at least for my store. So I know in my stores, it's much more important for me to make sure that my upsell purchase is one of our priority tracking events. That way I can see which ads are just getting me that upfront tripwire customer and which ads are really getting me higher average order value customers. For me, that's a big deal. All right, so we've gone over what the iOS 14 update means, and we've gone over the 3 things that we want to do about it ASAP, which are, just to conclude and go back over this: verify your domain name, set up your 8 tracking events for that domain, and then figure out what your most important event is and set that up as your highest priority event. So you're positive it always tracks. That way you can see your spend and how much you've made. Or if you're building an email list, maybe you want to track leads so you can see what's your cost per lead to build a list. Now, I want to go a little bit into why you should not freak out about these changes. And listen, this is coming from a guy who's been doing Facebook ads since Facebook ads was just banner ads with no tracking pixel. I bet you probably didn't even know that Facebook ads legitimately used to be little teeny tiny banners in the right-hand column. And I'm sure that some of you probably remember Facebook ad funnels were not that sophisticated back in the day. I mean, they were essentially glorified page-like campaigns that redirected to a website. There was no like elaborate tracking or conversions or anything like that. So some of you may remember that there were 2 different kind of pixels back in the day. And some of you might remember when you could literally advertise almost anything on Facebook and say anything you wanted on Facebook without worrying about disapprovals and account bans. I guess the point is, every few years there is a new update that radically changes everything when it comes to running ads on Facebook. And there's a ton of hype around it. A lot of advertisers leave and a lot of gurus say that it's the end of Facebook and this is the apocalypse. And then guess what? They all slowly but surely find their way back to the platform and start making ads work again. As a matter of fact, every year when people say that Facebook ads is dead, I see people make more money and have more success with Facebook advertising. And another thing that you're going to need to look for that I think is going to start coming up is third-party apps will start popping up that will help with tracking. Or Facebook could release a new product that simplifies this entire process for you. There's always going to be pivots and there's always going to be evolutions, and real entrepreneurs lean into that. They lean into the change. And sometimes just the fact that advertisers simply give up on the platform is a good thing because it lowers our CPMs and it makes it even cheaper to run ads. So while everybody else is, giving in to the clickbait and all the hype, I'm leaning in saying, yo, leave the platform because that's more traffic for me at a cheaper rate. I love it when that happens. So even though this can be frustrating, I don't want you to get discouraged, okay? Because I'm personally not going anywhere, and you're going to see my ads all over Facebook all day, every day, for my e-com stores and for my personal brand, for this YouTube channel. And if you want to see more of the strategies that I'm personally using as I evolve with Facebook marketing and I evolve with my own e-commerce journey, then make sure that you go in and you subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you hit the like button, the bell button, so you get notifications whenever we do launch a new video, which is every single week. And I'm going to show you exactly how I'm making money on the internet, be it with Shopify, be it with dropshipping, be it with print on demand, whatever it is, Facebook advertising, YouTube ads. I do everything, and I come on here and I teach everybody from my personal experience. So don't freak out about this update. Just make sure that you follow those 3 steps that I just showed you, and you're not going to have to worry about the Facebook and Apple fight and apocalypse here, okay? And if you're watching this and thinking that you're sick of going through YouTube videos, trying to figure out what's real and what's not real and who is legitimate, remember, I'm actually certified directly by Shopify, endorsed on their website. And I want to show you, if you want to look at it below in the description, a $100 per day case study where I show you the product, I show you the exact funnel, the Facebook ad. I show you everything. So essentially, you can copy and paste everything as your own if you want to. So if you want to see that, go click below. That's going to take you to that case study, which will show you a really cool training that I put together that you can get into if you would like. And the reason I always plug that is because I wanted to have something that was different, that wasn't just a course, because I know that that's what people are looking for. I wanted to be able to give you everything from the ad template to the email marketing templates to the products that we choose. So you can literally clone that and you could launch it as if it's your own. And I think it's one of the easiest ways for a complete beginner to get started rather than scurrying around YouTube, watching a zillion different videos and then never taking action. Listen, if you want to copy and paste my exact template, then you can look below, you can click on the case study, you can go check it out, it's free to watch. Either way, every week I'm going to drop free training on this YouTube channel, and I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to have you as a subscriber. Leave me some comments below. I want to hear about your thoughts on this particular video. Did you enjoy this video? Are you worried about the iOS 14 Facebook update? Are you doing drop shipping right now and seeing success? What do you want to learn in the future? Let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, and I hope that you enjoyed the video from my home office this week because I'm in Mississippi and we are literally snowed in. It's crazy. So I still want to put this video out here for you, but that's it for today. I will see you on next week's free video. Leave a comment below and make sure that you follow these very important 3 steps for the iOS 14 update so you're ready to hit the ground running and your business does not miss a beat and you can crush it with Facebook advertising in 2021.